morning. So I'm actually here. I just got up and I said, let me get on here before I start my day. Um, it's going to be a little bit of a crazy day, but a good day. So, of course, you guys, March the 20th to the 24th or 25th, we are doing, because it's going to be until Wednesday, like AM or 3 AM, early in the morning. We're doing the spring equinox. And of course, if you check out the blog spot, which is two spirit mystic.blogspot.com, am I able to type in my own chat room? I'm not. That's actually weird, huh? Why can I not type in my own room? So if you check in the description box, it actually has the email that you can email me at if you have questions about this event and or other services, as well as it has the blog spot where you can see information, some of the information on the event, and the pricing and all that. And of course, you would email me of where you want to send the payments to, because of course some people prefer sending money, different places. So either way, this event, like I said, we've been talking about this. Y'all know every year I do either equinox or do a solstice. And I think this year I'm going to do all three because the energy that is being experienced, and let me say this, I do this thing for multiple reasons, right? I, consider myself someone who like to teach people because maybe there's something that you don't know. Maybe there's something you're not aware of. And even thinking back of, I had the opportunity being this person from a city that was once a thriving city, right? But had some type of impoverished energy there, even though there was very successful things there, and even some people who are successful is from that city, Stockton, California. I was blessed to meet people who gave me insight on things. Like my teachers, my spiritual teachers appeared. So the information that I received is not something I got off of Google. It's not something that I was taught, via, let me look up YouTube videos. My information is, occult information. And of course, we talked about this for AMRC. We talked about, Freemasonry. We talked about a whole bunch of other stuff, even other things that I'm still connected to that I do not talk about because, I don't think it's any of your business. But whatever. That's neither here or there. So my energy and my teachings are non-denominational. Of course, my main focus is making you understand exactly who you are, because of course we're in this day and age where we're taught, and of course for your experience in the physical world, because people cannot separate the spirit from the physical, in a spiritual sense, right, or in a physical sense, you are this man, you are this woman, you are this black person, white person, whatever, but this is for your soul to experience. The soul has already experienced, and if it has not experienced, it will experience what it's like to be everything under the rainbow. And this is why many teaching speaks about do not judge, right? And even going into sin, people misunderstand the word of sin and what sin actually means, but it means like the mark that is missed. So you're born into sin, you're born into error, you're born into being unperfected because you're here to learn. And if you really want to go deeper than that, you are an experiencing aspect of the divine creator. The divine creator had to experience every single thing that has ever existed that was a part of its creation. So, instantaneously, spontaneously, all at once, omnipresent, omnipotent, omni experimental, it's experiencing all things at once, all things at once. And so people that are spiritually awakened and people that are spiritually tapped in, you're not out here speaking and teaching about racial conditioning. You're not out here teaching and speaking about sexual or sexist conditioning. You're not saying you're a man, you need to do this. You're a woman, you need to do this. You're this, you're that. You're white, you're this, you're Jewish. We need to stay away from the Arabic people. We need to stay away from the Moors. You're not teaching that type of shit if you're really spiritually awakened. It is somebody in their infancy. It is somebody in their infantile, if that's a word. I don't know. I don't care. Energy that has to remind themselves of where they're at currently in their life, and they start projecting that energy into other people's reality. Of course, I'm here to teach you that those are their reality. That's not your reality. As a black woman, as a black man, your reality is your reality. As a white woman, as a white man, your reality is your reality. Of course, you join forces with other people like yourself who are people that are on your frequency and vibration, meaning, regardless of what race they are, you link up with them, your tribe, and you express your energies, your experience with them, and that's how they learn from you. A lot of us were into the segregation stuff, and if you do not understand, even in the American history, that there's a reason why they placed, right, and even throughout history, not just recently, because you had hierarchies. But what we experienced in the 50s and the 60s, that type of segregation was more so power, because that's when they had to really reinforce and strip away your power. So they had to definitely let you know that no, 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 there's too much secret shit going on. These white women is not going to team up with these black women and give out their secrets, and vice versa. And so either way, now we're in this day and age, y'all, where we're in a state of confusion, and people think it's currently. I mean, hell, people are even, excusing or making it seem like it's the gay thing that's going on. Oh, it's the gay agenda, and this is all coming up from higher up. This is not your mom and pop thinking this. This is not you thinking this out of your own concept, your own mind. This is the higher ups feeding you this information so you don't go back and look at the motherfucker who slapped you. You don't go look at the motherfucker who squirted you with water hose. You're not going to go look at the person that sent the dogs out to attack you. You're not looking at the person who left you for dead. You're worried about everything else but that. And of course, the answer is reconciliation. We talk about this so much throughout a practice known as hoodoo. Reconciliation. Yeah, we're wanting to reconcile things just to get laid. We're wanting to reconcile a relationship with a man or woman who doesn't really want us because we don't want ourselves. But we never thought about reconciling energy with people, places, and things that have done our ancestors wrong. And this is why we keep stumbling. This is why we keep falling. This is why when we think we're taking the higher route or we're flying, we're actually falling and spinning faster. We're spiraling down faster than ever before. And so, of course, this time, because it is in divine feminine energy, because I don't want people to confuse, because this what's been going on a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people confusing divine feminine energy with being a female at birth, and that's not the same thing. Divine feminine energy is not, it doesn't have a gender. Divine masculine energy does not have a gender. It is a frequency. It is a structure. It is a mindset. And of course, one and the other need each other, right? What they say, one hand washes the other hand to thrive, but it has to be a balance. And there's a lot of imbalances going on here. And so we're looking at all sides and we're blaming, oh, it's the blacks, it's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's the homosexuals, the LGBTs, it's the non-binaries, it's the Jewish, it's the Palestinians, and it's like, baby, you ever just sit back and shut up and just think about things? You ever just have a moment of silence where you just sit and you think about all your experiences and all the things that you've ever encountered and the stories that people have told you about their lives and their experiences? You ever just thought about that? Just sat back and just, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to think about nothing. I'm just going to be in this moment right now. It is in that moment that things are revealed to you. And I don't know, and I'm willing to say this because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm tapped in. I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to say maybe because I'm tapped in. So when I'm in this moment of silence, I see things, I feel things. But I'm willing to also say that I think that we all who has a soul have the ability to tap into that energy. And so, of course, this cycle, this spring, celebrating renewal, rebirthing, new cycles, new frequencies. We're coming out of hibernation. We're coming out of the darkest time of our lives, depression, whatever energy you're feeling, heavy energy, we're coming up out of that. I want to educate you on some things that you may not be aware of. A lot of people are pushing the blame on external factors, which of course these factors are to blame for reinforcing certain things, but it's not to blame for you not finding out how to find your way out. It is not to blame for you not having the movement or the motion that you need to elevate. It is not to blame because, see, I keep going back into that. You cannot tell me that we live in a world that everybody is spiritual, but yet everybody's afraid and they're scared. That does not go hand in hand. That does not go hand, that does not work out. You cannot tell me that everybody, we got all these churches, all these temples, all these mosques. We got all these YouTubers, we got all these TikTokers giving readings and shit. I'm gonna pull a card for you. But nobody know what the fuck is coming tomorrow. Make it make sense. And then the ones who act like they know, because of course they work with the government. If we ever need to do a video on that, we could definitely touch in on that. But instead of coming out and giving you the tools, it's fear mongering. Oh, y'all just got information. Oh, y'all just heard. Oh, y'all just felt. Oh, y'all, they over here talking about, I'm talking to the spirits right now. The spirits telling me, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, me being somebody who's been tapped in a spirit since I was a kid, I made some dumb decisions, but I survived those decisions. I would hate to imagine me being somebody who is alleging that I'm tapped in the spirit and that all of a sudden the spirits are talking to me now at 40, 50, 60, 70. But before that time, right? Because when you're younger, your imagination is more heightened than it is as an adult. So it would make sense for me as a child, as a teenager, as a kid, to have more spiritual interactions and entanglements, right? When you start getting into your upper ages and now all of a sudden you're gifted and talented, it's starting to give imagination, not imagination, it's starting to give false identity. It's starting to give that you're losing your mind, not that you're tapped into energy. Because when you also look between the storylines and you're like, somebody who's tapped in, how do you have multiple baby daddies who dogged you? So in that energy of y'all courting, you wasn't tapping in the spirit and saying, spirit, let me know about this man or this woman. You wasn't saying, spirit, before I meet up with this man, make sure this is going to be a man that's going to actually be the father of my children and he's going to be a part of it. And then bam, if spirit told you, baby, this is going to be your life experience. You're going to have to meet with this one loser and have this one child, and you're going to teach this child to be the best they possibly can be. Like I said, I can see that. That's your storyline. But girl, when you have multiple baby daddies, when you have multiple experiences, multiple chances, including with yourself, to make things right and you didn't, I don't think that's a spiritual experience. I just think that you're in your spiritual brokenness and you're comfortable there. And that's my professional, spiritual, not so personal opinion, right? Because I don't know what you got going on. And it's okay not to be okay. It's to say I'm not spiritually strong enough to actually stand on my twos, right? But now things are getting hotter. Now people have had this sensation of becoming spiritual. They were talking about when Jupiter aligned, and that's when peace will follow Earth. Now everybody's hungry for it. Now everybody got insight. And it's like, girl, heal your body then. If you're so, why are spirits giving you advice on what I'm doing, but not helping you heal your body? Why is spirit telling you how to read me down and know what I'm doing about with me and my baby's father and all sorts of good stuff? But spirit ain't telling you how to heal your womb. Spirit ain't telling you how to get rid of your eczema, your psoriasis, because that's what spirit have done for me. Can we talk about it? When I say that I deal with spirit, I fuck with spirit, and spirit fucks with me. When I tell you that, baby, when there's ever a time that I need something, because I don't feel like people can fully help without some type of ulterior motives, and I'm just being honest with you, I had to go into the spirit. When things happened and I was nervous and I was afraid because the doctors were lying, or the doctors were not giving out the full information because they wanted me to be on medication, I had to go into the spirit and get it by the motherfucking blood. So you're not going to sit here and play in my face with somebody who's tapped in and no energy to say that you also deal with the same energy, which is universal, but yet you're still sick in your body. And instead of you working on that, you're out here trying to get money, but you get money other ways because you're intelligent. You're not just tapped into getting money off of doing work for people spiritually. You get money other ways. Instead of you taking a break, stepping back, let me heal my body, let me heal my mind, let me heal my spirit. It's y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a reading. I'm tapped in, but I didn't notice I had to go to the ER last night. Like, girl, wait, what? So wait, hold on. Let me get this. Let me understand this, sister. So you sitting here sleeping in your room, and out the blue, spirit is like, "Wake up, bitch!" And then you like, "What, spirit?" And spirit said, I want you to get on your life right now, and I want you to tell a woman out there right now that you did work for 3 months ago that she needs to leave the man she with because he's about to bring another child in. And so you're like, okay, spirit, and then you jump up and you give this reading, right? And then within a month time frame, spirit will wake you up and tell you, hey, you better stop eating that Gouda cheese. Hey, you better stop sucking down that goat's milk. Hey, you better stop sucking down those beignets at nighttime, that peach cobbler at 2 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. Because if you don't, you're about to have some issues with your blood. Instead of that, girl, you tell us after the fact. Like, oh, girl, I don't know what's going on, God, but the other night I had to call myself and go into the emergency room. Like, wait a minute, babe. So Spirit was just like, I'm not going to tell her about what she got going on now. Let her find out on her. Like, wait, what? Bitch, that's how Spirit works. Like I said, and I don't know, maybe y'all deal with a different type of spirit. Maybe y'all don't deal with the Most High, Ben Yahweh. Maybe y'all don't deal with Ben Yahshua. I don't know. Maybe y'all don't deal with a higher vibrational energy. I don't know. Maybe y'all deal with a lot of, I don't know. Maybe y'all deal with your grandmama's dead spirit. I don't know what y'all be doing, but I'm like, girl, if the spirit is telling you about me, the spirit is definitely telling you about you. Okay? Hello? Can we talk? Check out the blog spot. This event, 2 levels. We're gonna do if you do the second one, which is the lowest one, we will do the initial video call, which is on Friday through StreamYard Studios. And of course, we will, discuss some things. I will drop some tea. I put together a slide. We're going to give out some information that the general public may have or may not have. And then, of course, I'm going to see what exactly you're dealing with, what you want to work on. Okay. And then I'm going to give you some tools. There is a raffle for both levels. The basic level or the second level would be, I think I'm doing a collaboration or we're doing a 30-minute reading. Okay. That's the raffle. And then for the higher up level, and by the way, one of my supporters set this tone. I did not set this tone. They set the tone. I didn't, say a price or anything, and they sent it over. And I do trust their judgment. This person is a supporter. This is a spiritual sister. Okay, let's talk about it. And she has been a supporter since 2016. This person has been there with me, of course, virtually, through a lot of dark times in my life. And of course, they were there without me asking for them to be there. And I'm so appreciative of that. And so, either way, they set the tone. And so, of course, the number one thing, the number one option is we would do a video call for sure initially on Friday. We could retouch, again on Sunday. And then Tuesday will be the final. And then, of course, I will be, giving you a little more insight, a little more tea. Once again, it helps with you. And of course, this is nationwide, y'all. We're going to be tackling, or internationally, worldwide. We're going to be dealing with protection. We're going to be dealing with road opening, and we're going to be dealing with healing. It depends on what it is that you're needing. And like I said, we're going back into the ancient practices, right? where they did not have knowledge of what's to come. But when they got it through the spirit, they started creating things. I mean, we're going to share some stories with y'all that kind of shaped me into being who I am and how I fully 100% trust spirit. Why I truly 100% rely on spirit and not man. I don't allow the news, I don't allow the government, I don't allow people, my neighbor, my doctors, my teachers, or anybody to direct or to guide me. They're here in the physical sense because, of course, if spirit was always guiding us and directing us, because I want people to understand this, if spirit was our only sense of direction and guidance, we would feel so lost and so confused because we don't have that tangible thing. People are here in the physical because we need a likeliness, we need similarity, we need people that look like us, right? In body, not skin tone. Hello? We need somebody that look like us, that feel like us, who walk like us, and possibly go through the same services as us to create a brother or sisterhood. And that's why we have physical teachers, physical, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But outside of that, spiritual reigns above all that. Before, how did you think our ancestors got the weather? How do you think our ancestors knew what was to come? And although people will think they did not know, people would think that the ancestors of this plane or of this place known as America right now, Amerigo, Vespucci, hello, Italian, anybody, hello. Before they came here, before the invaders came, and you call it colonized if you want to, but before the invaders came, they knew these invaders were coming. This is stories that they're not talking about, but they were aware of what was coming because things started shifting. When people started making their way across these waters and the storms were coming, they noticed the storms were increasing and they were like, wait a minute, something ain't right. And of course, when they got here, a lot of them were confused, right? Because of course, some of them never seen people that look like this, but they thought they were going to be getting help. They thought, oh shit, somebody's come with a different type of power, a different type of knowledge. And of course, different tribes reacted to these people differently. And so, of course, they acted like they were here to help them, but they were not. They were eating them, they were drugging them, they were getting them drunk, they were doing a whole bunch of other heinous things to them. And so, of course, we look at it now as if it was something that needed to take place. Oh, no, baby, y'all have all the gold and all the this and all that over there. You need to come over here. But you came over here because there was power here. And even right now, America is still a very powerful place in the world. Okay? Because there's a lot of ancient stuff here. And so they knew that. They did not set out to see, well, let's see what's over here. Girl, y'all could have went the other way. They have a whole big ass mountain range over there in Russia and shit, girl. Moscow and all that. Y'all could have stayed over there and fucking explored over there, girl. Let America die out and do its thing. But you decided to come over here. And so, of course, I'm going to be sharing with you in this event what is America's real name. And when you start doing work with the real name of America on the land of America, because that's not her name, you're going to actually have things that are going to start shifting in that moment. You don't have to wait years, months, weeks for that to happen. Within the first few days of you working with this energy, you're going to notice things happening. You're going to notice things happening. Because, of course, like I said, things were set up to keep things hidden. And, of course, if I came out, I just talked about it on my page, excuse me, not Biga. Oh, my God. YouTube would shadow ban. YouTube would do a whole bunch of other stuff. So to prevent that from happening, I'm going to share this with my people. I'm going to share this with my tribe of people that want to know what, when, why, and how. So this is something that you don't want to miss. We're also going to talk about a lot of the influences and even possibly, because I feel like I need to talk about it, the people who actually gave out a lot of secrets. Because see, they didn't just start exploring and found out what was in the taverns, because there's a lot of undiscovered taverns and caves in America. There's a lot of hot spots and places here that they have yet to tap into. There's a lot of places of mystery here in America. Okay, hello? And so there's a group of people that actually sold out a lot of tea, as a lot of your ancestors were sellouts. That's what I said, baby. I don't do the kinfolk thing, the skin folk thing. I don't do that. Kinfolk, yes, because we are similar in energy. I do the kinfolk. My kinfolk is white, black, Hispanic, Asian. My kinfolk is gay, straight, bi, non-binary, homosexual, drag queen, whatever. My kinfolk is disabled. They're able. They're blind. They're deaf. That's my kinfolk. Okay. My kinfolk is not because we're both brown or we both have curly hair, wavy curly hair texture, copper skin tone. That's not my kinfolk. Because throughout history, girl, you've been sold out. Throughout history, you've been a little fake. You've been, and that's one thing I want to say too. In American history, betrayal and lying. I mean, girl, that's what this country was built on. Betrayal, motherfucking lies. And y'all wonder why Americans lie so damn much and they're so secretive. That's what y'all built on, girl. Lies and fucking betrayal. Huh. Girl, bye. And talk about what a hater is. That's what a hater is, girl. A hater is a liar and they like to fucking betray you. Okay. So, with that being said, we're going to get in. Okay. And of course, like I said, we're going to be giving out some free knowledge on Friday in the daytime. I will be presenting some free knowledge on Friday in the daytime for those of you who are like, I want to know, but I ain't got it. That's fine. That's going to be my, hey, here's the information. Right. And then, of course, those who get the second level, you have that free information. Then you're going to get a little more information. Than those who have the higher, the first level, you're going to get all of that information and some. And I would love to work with you closely. Okay. For those 5 days and thereafter. Right. Because there's a lot that's going on. And I witnessed it firsthand, y'all. Physically, I saw people. And I do want to say this, and I do need to go, y'all. But I do want to say this. And I'm drinking my first 16 ounces of water, y'all. When I first wake up, I drink water. This is a daily dose premium purified water with electrolytes. This water is very hydrating, very electrolyte balancing. And so, yeah, and then I'm also drinking a bubbly sparkling water Mario Galaxy edition, which is Dragon Fruit Stardust. Shout out to Mario Galaxy. Love Mario. That whole, you know, uh, franchise, honey. Shout out to Mario, honey. Princess and Yoshi are my favorite characters. If you don't know, now you know. But I've seen this firsthand, y'all. For some reason, people's life becomes a soap opera because I think they're absorbed it. And I'm gonna tell y'all this from experience. I used to love, like, there was this app I used to be on, and this app would let you win rewards while you're watching your favorite show. So you would get on this app, and this app would say, okay, here's the lineup of TV shows throughout the week. So we would have these shows to watch. Monday, this show, Tuesday, this show, 3 day, did whatever. And sometimes they would give double presentation. And they did double presentation. That means they wanted you to win double the rewards, sometimes triple the rewards. And then you could redeem these rewards to like get free merchandise or even go to movies and stuff, get gift cards and stuff, y'all. Like I had a friend that got a million points, and I think she ended up booking like a trip or something. They covered her Airbnb and all that. And I think she ended up paying like $50 for this trip, but out of pocket, she would end up paying like $3,000 or $4,000. And so either way, we would watch these shows, and I was addicted to these shows. Girl, I would watch like Love and Hip Hop. I watch all these shows. I noticed when I was watching these shows, I had to be in some type of saga. Like I had to watch somebody else's drama, or I had to girl, it was like soap operas everywhere I went. It was like, girl, the grocery store, with the people in my family. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I started switching up, right, without me even thinking about it. Spirit was like, baby, you don't need to be spending your time watching this shit. This ain't entertaining to you. What is they telling you is A, B, C, D, or G? Stop watching this bullshit. So I stopped. And when I stopped, y'all notice that my life shift from being a soap opera to being an actual experience. So I know people who still watch reality shows. I know people that still watch certain content, certain things, and their life mimics what they fucking watch. And I just be sitting here thinking about it sometimes like, not how is that possible because I understand it because what you absorb, it will become your reality, right? What you watch, you are ingesting what you watch, and your body will start to align that experience with you because it's something that you're putting into your body. You're thinking about it, right? Your body is a machine. And so what you put into it is how it will work. And the machine also affects your reality, right? And so when you're out here watching drama, misery, fuckery because it's cute and oh my god, this girl reminds me of my this and that, but whatever. This reminds me of home. Everything that you experience becomes that reality. And so I just was sitting there thinking about it like, damn, girl, it's like, girl, this person or these people have more, like, not more experiences than me, but it feel like they have more trauma than I'm having. And like, I'm actually doing things. Like, girl, what the hell's going on? But it's that is they like to watch TV shows, they like to listen to certain music, they like to listen to certain people, they're obsessed with certain things, and this becomes the reality. And so that's what is going on. A lot of people, like I said, are not feeding their brains the right information to actually excel and to actually elevate. We have 1,000,001 plus videos out there. If you're having financial problems, you could watch videos on budgeting, how to invest your money, how to level your money up. Can we talk about it? If you're having health problems, they got videos on there how to change your health. In 2026, there is no reason for anybody who has a brain and is able to be stagnant or have any type of issues in their life in that to that degree, because in life we're meant to have certain things that happen, but you also have the tools and energy to get up out of that. So the idea that I'm going to wallow and dwell in energies and frequencies that is, first of all, not my purpose. Second of all, it's not going to help me elevate in any way, shape, or form, is because I lack knowledge and power. And I lack knowledge and power because I'm not seeking knowledge and power. I'm just living day by day. And that's one of the things, that's one of the statements I really hate people say I'm living day by day and shit. Yeah, sure. I'm somebody who's been saying that for 20 years and they've been doing the exact same shit for fucking 20 years, girl. I'm just living day by day. So when are you going to actually start living then, babe? Because you're going day by day, but you still got fucked up credit. You're still living on a hobby farm with 20 fucking animals, no car, no high school. I mean, girl, when are you going to actually get through the day? The fuck? And of course, when you teach people, or you be like, "What's really going on?" Now you a hater, or you're a little too strong. No, I'm not too strong, babe. I just want you to understand, baby. If you trying to get to know me, if you trying to be in my circle, if you trying to be around me personally, bitch, you gotta step your pussy up. You gotta step your ping up. You gotta step up whatever you got going on, baby. We don't do that, honey. Girl, listen. I did not invest in myself. I did not invest in and heal myself to then go back down the same rabbit hole. That's it, honey. So if you're wanting this friendship, you wanting this kinship, you're wanting this type of connection, it's time to step up and be that woman or that man that you are, baby. Because we don't fuck with kid minded grown people. That's not this type of friendship over here, baby. This type of connection over here. Okay? Honey, we don't do that. Okay? Okay? We protect children, but we don't hang with children. And if you got the mindset of a child, you are a child. We don't listen. We're not sitting here having no conversations about no kitty shit, honey. Not doing it. Respectfully. Not doing it, babe. I'm not babysitting. Okay? So if you want to be with me, if you want to go somewhere, you got to wake up and pay attention. Okay. So anyway, y'all, that's pretty much it, honey. Come on in here. Said, hey, Thirst guys. Hello, boo. My Destroy Inc. How you doing, baby? Ooh, you're a little angry this early morning, and I love it. I think you're gay, right? Let's show that. Uh-huh. Well, thank you, honey. Oh no, thank you so much. God bless you, my bigums, honey. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You think you gay, and I should shut the fuck up. Am I Jaded Pinkett Smith grandma? Oh, thank you so much for that. I love it. We is crazy. You said it, honey. No, I don't think we are. Unless you're admitting that you're schizophrenic. You definitely are. Hi babe, have a wonderful day. You too, John Doe. Thank you so much for that. Were you even alive during segregation? Um, yes, I was. Were you alive during segregation? Because right now we still are in segregation. We still live in we still live in that era. So I was going to answer the question: have a gay life, Ninja Guppy. You people are so funny. I'm so thankful for this experience. John D. and Robert Flute is working for Queen Elizabeth. He started MI15 British Intelligence. Oh, come on, Larry Target. Come on in here. How you doing, Larry? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, honey. Yes, honey. He's working for Queen Elizabeth. I'm gonna have to look into that John D. and Robert Flute, honey. Yes, honey. Kidding. Yes, come on in here. All I'm all late to the party. Yes, you are, honey. I'm on my way out the door. Listen. Be good, y'all. Surround yourself. Let me tell y'all, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to clear your mind. It's the perfect time to eat good, sleep good, surround yourself with good people. It's the perfect time to reiterate and or start new things that are going to elevate you, y'all. People placing things that are not going to help you to elevate past this era. Let them go. Let it go. You're missing out on a lot of wonderful things. You know what's so crazy to sit here and think about? And I never thought about this, and it's going to be my last thing I'm going to go. But I was thinking about this right the other day. I was like, what ever made me outside of God, of course, but when things happen, we just can't say it was the Holy Spirit, right? Or it was God, it was God, it was God. Just like people say it's alcohol, it's alcohol. We can't say that. Like you had to consciously say that something was going to happen and then something followed suit. When I was sitting here at some very dark moments in my life, I noticed that certain people were not interacting with me. I noticed that certain people were kind of intentionally keeping their distance. And in that moment, I was like, this is kind of fucked up because I'm not saying I needed their help because I didn't. Of course, when I said I needed help, I needed like someone to talk to, someone to vent to. When it came down to anything else, baby, I believe in working for what I need. Hello. I don't believe in handouts. And so either way, um, I started noticing things in people. And I started noticing even when I would meet with people and people were like in a good mood or people were trying to manifest. And I'm around them and I'm like miserable because a man just broke up with me or I just lost my job or I was hoping to get so much money, but my work was slow. Whatever the case it was, I came into this energy feeling miserable. And of course, these friends were like, "Oh my God, here we go." And I could feel it like, "Oh, here we go again with this whining ass bitch." And not whining, but like I came across as a Debbie Downer. And so I had this idea that these people intentionally avoided me. And I'm glad they did because I was able to get over things quicker because I was able to be in my own energy for a few days or week, even a couple of weeks by myself. So I was able to work out and process all my experiences to get over them, right? Because my experience is my experience. My experience is not yours. And so I did that, right? And then I also figured too, when I'm in a very good mood, and the last experience I had was my sister and her best friend where they put me in the middle of their drama. And it wedged a gap between my sister and my sister friend and myself, that in the last days of my sister's time, I wasn't able to meet with her because I was like, girl, I'm not going to meet with her, and she's going to be complaining about this bitch owing her money and also. So it didn't happen. I think the last time I saw my sister actually in person, we actually lived within a mile of each other, was probably 3 months before she passed away. And so either way, and I'm pointing this out because I want people to understand what it is and what the bitch say, what it ain't. And so in my mind, spirit or something came to me and said, in order for me to be a good friend, in order for me to be a good daughter, in order for me to be a good spiritual advisor, in order for me to be a good whatever title I have, whether it's self um, promoted or people have given me this title, I have to be the best me. I have to learn that life, there are experiences, and if I need time to myself, to take those times to myself to work it out. And I learned that as friends, as a mother, as a wife, or even a husband, you're there to support, but you're not there to help people get out of their rut. Meaning, once they actually find out what help they need, you're there to give them that support. So while you're going through your changes, I'm there to motivate you to say, hey, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going in that sense. But if I'm motivating you and you're not accepting this motivation, you're still like, but I'm still sad about it. At that point, respectfully, it's okay for me to disconnect from you and leave you in your own spacing. And so I learned that because people did that to me. And looking back, I'm like, this is why I'm so strong. I'm not strong because of ego. I'm not strong because I said I have to do this. It was that people left me to my own demise, at least I thought. And they would still reach out, hey, how you doing? Checking on me every so often. Hey, send a text. I hope you're doing well. But they would not give me the time, right? Because I'm like, oh, this bitch going through shit. This bitch ain't affecting my energy. And so I see that as a friend, as a sister, as somebody who's expecting reciprocation. I want to be your good friend and I want you to be my good friend. And this is respect, first of all, and there's boundaries. And the respect and boundaries is, while I'm going through something heavy that may change and alter your life, I'm going to let you do your thing and I'm going to stay out in the cuts, as people would say. I'm not going to, every time I see you, bring up my situation, especially if it's something that I did on myself, right? Like I made the fucked up decision, and instead of me actually spending time with myself to actually determine why I made this decision, I'm out here pushing the blame on other people. And of course, that goes into other things. But that's what I learned. And a lot of us, we don't do that. And when you do that, you're considered nonchalant, you're considered non caring. And I'm just like, bro, it is actually caring for you to let somebody else be in their own energy. And it is actually more caring of you to say, I'm going to respect their energy. If my friend, if my sister, if my brother, if my whatever I'm dealing with, if they're trying to manifest and right now I'm in this energy that might stop their manifestation, I'm not going to worry about being in their face. And to me, that's respectful. Like I said, I learned this, y'all, like I said, very young. This wasn't, I didn't have to wait until, late 20s, early 30s to figure this out. I learned this very young because I'm just like, God, and maybe like, once again, we said maybe we're tapped in and that's why, Spirit is like, this is what it is. And I'm like, oh, like, wait, why are people like vanishing and shit or keeping their space? But either way, this is what I learned. And so I'm like, out of respect of your friends, out of respect of your husband and your wife or whoever, whatever, when you're going through something, figure out how you're going to get assistance to get out of that. And of course, there are professionals that can help you, psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, and therapists that can help walk you out of that because your mama's not a therapist, unless, of course, she is and she can help you. Your friend is not a therapist or a counselor. And then, of course, I'm saying it's even in the sense of if you're not listening to anything they're telling you, if they're telling you, hey, you need to blah, 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 and you're like, bitch, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, then stop irritating them. Stop putting your drama onto them. Because that's the first thing, especially me, to make me end a friendship. That's the first thing with me to make me want to say, let me keep my distance. Because, girl, life is beautiful and life is really what we make it. And I got that from Sierra on her song, honey, where she said, life is really what you make it. Shout out to Sierra back in the day. What was that album? What was that song called? I don't remember. But she said, she's giving her little speech. She said, life is really what you make it. And it's true. And life is what you make it. It doesn't mean that you don't go through ups and downs, but it means that when you're going through these experiences, you have to understand that you have the tools within you to get up out of that. It can't be, I'm going to sit here and be on the phone with my mom, my sister, my brother, my auntie, my uncle, my best friend, and just cry about the situation all day, every day. You got to put your grown woman panties on, grown man drawers on, and you got to figure out how you're going to get out of that. And if you don't want to get out of that, keep your distance respectfully. I was feeling some type of way, y'all, and I want to say January and maybe even February, maybe even the end of December, girl. I was not dealing with my friends and family like that, girl. And it was because I didn't want to put my energy on other people. I wanted to keep boundaries and stuff, in motion. I also didn't want people to say, call me and give me their shit. And now we're fighting over shit. Like, girl, wait, what's really going on here? And so that's how I did my thing. So it's like, be respectful to yourself and be respectful to other people, honey. Learn that your problem's not everybody else's problems, and also learn to say, hey, you know what? Let me deal with this. If I am gonna be hanging out and doing things to get my mind off of Tom, Dick, and Harry, I'm gonna do this to get my mind off Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm not gonna do this to now vent and express myself about Tom, Dick, and Harry. Because, girl, it gets played out sometimes, honey. And like I said, people like me, I don't care to hear all that. Especially if it's not nothing serious, honey. And there's no respect for you. Now, if you're a client, go ahead. Send over your money, girl. You sit here, you complain about your life all day long. I'm gonna give you the tools of how to get out of that, and that's it. Person, girl, I'm not that one. Hello. I'm not about to sit here and you walling in some bullshit and but I listen, honey, you know everything else but this. Hello? You got a smart ass reply every time somebody say something, girl, you know a lot. But you didn't know about this. And now you expect me to do what? Give you feedback on it? The fuck out of here. Anyway, y'all. Bye for now, honey. Yes, honey. See y'all later. Mindsets. That's right, honey. Oh, where's mindsets at? Come on in here, DNA Mindset. Hope you're well. Listen, you guys, I'm out of here. I will be back, okay? As Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I will be back. And y'all, we will be talking again too, okay? Good seeing you, Larry. Okay, good seeing you. DNA matters. Good seeing you. My destroyed ink, honey. Even though you're on some bullshit today, but that's okay. We need some dirt with some. We need the dirt and we need the rain. Hello. And of course, shout out to you, Hather, and who was the other one? Ninja, John Doe. Yes, honey, Miss Bigum Bigum. Yes, honey. Anyway, y'all. Bye for now, y'all. Love and light.